We'll turn to our recruiting expert, Evan Daniels, who joins us now to talk about it. Evan, I guess we'll start with Karl Towns. Explain to us what kind of player Kentucky is getting.
You know, TJ, what I really like about Karl Towns is his skill set. You know, he's a guy at 6'10" that can step out to the perimeter and knock down jump shots. And, you know, I think that's one of the best things about his game. You know, he shoots the ball with range and consistency. And I think his time with the Dominican Republic basketball team and getting coached by Calipari and playing against grown men every day is likely toughened him up. I think he's going to turn into a more physical player. And, you know, that was a lot of extra time. Instead of playing AAU basketball, he was playing against grown men internationally. So I think that's helped his game a lot, and this is a guy that I think can really help Kentucky in a couple years. And you know, we bumped him to number 7 in the 2014 recruiting class, and this is a big-time pickup for Kentucky.
Now, over the weekend in Benton, Kentucky, was the Marshall County Hoopfest. It's a huge event, not just for Kentucky, but nationally. For people that were not there, what did people miss maybe by not being at the Marshall County Hoopfest?
You know, this past weekend was big for high school basketball in the state. The Marshall County Hoopfest took place, and a number of Kentucky's targets and commits were there. The Harrison twins, I thought they were tremendous on day one, combined for 55 points and beat Ballard in a close game. And then day two, Aaron started off slow, so his brother Andrew picked it up, went for 25 points, 12 rebounds. What I love about those two is their toughness, how competitive they are. And, you know, both are great drivers. They really get to the basket and know how to get to the free throw line. So they were impressive. And you know, Andrew Wiggins, the first night's one of the better performances I've seen from him. Went for a double-double, had 17 rebounds, high 20 points. Really rebounded the basketball well, used his athleticism, had a couple highlight reel dunks, and you know, even worked in some mid-range jump shots. So Andrew Wiggins was impressive as well. Kentucky signee Derek Willis did not play due to a suspension, so the Kentucky fans in attendance didn't get to see him. Cliff Alexander, a guy Kentucky has offered in the 2014 class, went 12 of 14 from the field in a game. Played tremendous, had a double-double. I love his toughness. He tries to rip down the rim every time he touches the basketball. So another big outing for him. So it was a really good weekend at the Marshall County Hoopfest, and a number of Kentucky's targets and signees played extremely well.
Now, Evan, you mentioned Andrew Wiggins. Every time we do this, it seems like there's some sort of new report about Andrew Wiggins. The latest is that he's going to be visiting Florida State tomorrow. Some think this is maybe an indication that his decision could come sooner rather than later. Do you think that's fair?
I think Andrew Wiggins surprised the basketball recruiting community by taking an official visit today to Florida State. You know, this past weekend when I spent some time with him at the Marshall County Hoopfest, he said he was going to take that trip. Didn't know exactly what day and didn't know if it was an unofficial or an official, but it is an official. He's on campus at Florida State with both of his parents, and I think this is intriguing news. You know, we didn't really expect him to make a visit for quite some time, so it'll be interesting to see if this does indeed speed up his recruiting process. He's been to Kentucky a handful of times unofficially. It'll be interesting to see if he does decide to set up an official visit to Kentucky, and then some of these other schools that he's talked about wanting to recruit him. Is he serious about those schools? I don't think we're really going to know that until he takes a visit to those particular schools. So, you know, Andrew Wiggins, I think anything could happen with him. I think his father will play a major role in his decision-making. Both his parents went to Florida State. So it'll be interesting to follow Andrew Wiggins and his recruitment the next couple weeks.
All right, Evan Daniels, thank you for that.